last time on the Beer and Pretzel podcast.
You are encountered by the albino woolly mammoth. In this case, he's like huge. It's like Godzilla size, pretty much. It is pure nightmare fueled. And even though your character's sleeping, this is going to be a training montage of how your character's mind, not your body in this case, your mind, is going to get through this. We have gone to the final test. If the novice fails the final test, which you do not, I choose one of the following options. How do you spend the final night of your downtime? Then we continue to the showdown. So I guess at this point, it's the final night before we encounter the main enemy. And maybe we probably notice, maybe we see the smoke in the distance. We actually see the smoke from his fires of his clan. How do we spend that final night?
I'm gonna... Well, because we are with our own clan that have been following us around, I'm going to say potential farewell, but with the hope that I'll come back, of course.
Yeah.
To my mother, my sister, and at this point, possible girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever.
Or wife at this
point. Or wife,
maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm prime right now. That's easy wife material.
Yeah, definitely.
Goodbye to all the loved ones, and I spend potentially last night, hopefully not, with them.
Yeah. So
I say screw you, teacher. You can go just fuck off.
Okay.
Drink some alcohol in the corner like you usually do.
I do. I take some of that hallucinogenics too that I make.
Ooh, damn, you're gonna get all kinds of ratty.
Yeah. You probably have like a tiny little family at this point, including your mom and sister and maybe your wife at this point. But I think my character lives by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I live by myself at this point, though. I'm just kind of like a lone loser. Not loser necessarily, but I'm a lone chief, I guess. I don't know. Instead of going out and pursuing the women, I just sit at home and like make drugs, basically. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. We get into the final showdown, Travis. It comes down to this. Take turns answering the questions below, starting with the player with 6 dice, which in this case is you. If you failed that final test, that dice could have been given to me, and then I would have had 6 dice. In this case, Travis, I have 5 dice, you have 6 dice. Starting with the player with 6 dice. So, Travis, how did you plan to attack, and why did this plan fail?
I want to say snipe, because it's probably not the right word, but shoot him off the back of the...
the woolly mammoth.
Woolly mammoth, so we don't have to face both of them at the same time.
Yep.
But, of course, it failed. I'm not the greatest shot in the world, and I missed.
You probably piss off the mammoth, if anything, by hitting it with your small spear.
If I did hit, I could have missed completely. I don't know. I don't know how bad I failed. But yeah, either way, the mammoth's either pissed off or not, and we missed, and now the guy and them know where we are. They have advantage over our location.
Yeah, that sucks, and that was the one thing we had going for us. My question, your companion is stronger than you. Why are you frightened for them? I'm frightened for you, Travis, because I think you've been waiting for so long to kill him that almost your stubbornness might lead for you to make a mistake, which might end in your downfall. So that's why I'm scared for you. Travis, question for you. If you had more time, how would you have spent it?
More preparation. Honestly, like I've learned from a guy who taught me preparation is key to any battle.
Yeah. And you feel like maybe by the time we found this guy, maybe you didn't spend enough time, actually.
Yeah. Easily not enough time. Like, my plan was kind of shit. So yeah, I easily would have spent more time prepping and scoping out the enemy.
In what ways is the enemy stronger than you expected? This is a question for me. I think at this point, even though he's become a frail-ish older man on top of his woolly mammoth, he's used technology because this is the end of the Ice Age. Technology has become more of a thing. And I think they've constructed some kind of... I don't know if they would have had iron at this time, but I think they would have made some kind of very crude armor for him. So I think he has some kind of thing that will preserve him more. It's not just his frail skin against our spears. So I think that's how he's stronger than I expected. And Travis, final question, and this one is the one you are answering. Do you believe you can win this fight?
I'd say it's standing a pretty good chance as it sits now.
Yeah.
I've had some odd years of training, been through some hardships. I'll say, yeah, I can win this fight.
Good.
If I try my hardest.
Now, Travis, we're going to take turns rolling to attack, starting with whoever has the most dice, in this case, you.
Alright.
If either character rolls at least 1-6 during their turn, this counts as a hit. The enemy has 4 hits, but you can only do 1 per turn. So if you roll 2 6s, it only counts as 1. You must land a total of 4 hits in order to defeat the enemy. But for you, Travis, if any dice lands on a 1, remove that dice from your character's pool and decide what injury or disadvantage the lost dice represents. When I roll, the character who rolls second, I take out any dice that are 2s or 1s, not just 1s.
Because you're a bit older, a bit more frail. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright. Going for my first roll here. Damn, that's actually a decent roll.
Any 6s?
2.
Any 1s?
1.
Okay, so you do take out 1,
Yep.
but you do get a hit in. So I guess before we get into the hit, describe, not necessarily it has to be an injury, but some kind of disadvantage.
So basically, as I go in for my first attack, the woolly mammoth catches on to what I'm doing. And it swings its head around and I get caught by one of his tusks.
Oh,
So now I've got a big gash in my arm. So my left arm's not as useful and as powerful as it normally should be.
And for the first hit, what is that? You do get hit on it, taking out a quarter of its hit points. You do get 1 hit on it. So what kind of major advantage or injury do you give the enemy of the albino woolly mammoth and red snowfalls?
Because I can't really reach red snowfalls as it sits, I take out one of its knees. Like I jab it in the back of its knee to drop it to the ground so it has less mobility.
Nice, I like it. Alright, my turn. I'm going to roll my 5 dice if you want to go from here, except I'm going to be taking out any 2s. Guess what? We're having some good rolls. Well, sort of. I do get a 6, but I also get a 1, so I'm going to take out 1 dice. But I do get a 6, so we've actually been having good rolls. We haven't had any failures, at least in your training.
It's true, we didn't.
So a 6, I see that you took out its knees and it falls probably like, maybe its back legs are up, but its front legs like buckle down and it like kneels. And I jump on its side and I start crawling up it. And like how a mountain climber would take its like little pickaxe and like plunge into the side of a mountain, I do that with a mammoth, except using my spear. So I'm just climbing up it, just piercing it and piercing it. And I reach down, I put my hand out, we clasp arms, and I pull you up to start climbing up. And Red Snowfalls is throwing down spears at us, and we're barely getting missed by those spears. But the mammoth cannot hit us as it's trying to flail around to fling us off, but it's not as strong as you took out its back legs. And I feel like maybe with a good roll, you'll be able to climb up and either injure Red Snowfalls or kill the woolly mammoth. And, yeah, I guess do your second roll, which at this point you have 1 less dice. So less chances to roll a 6, for better or worse.
We'll see. 1 6 and the rest are 3, so
let's go.
No hindrances this time. Fortunate and unfortunate, and for content-wise, unfortunate.
Yeah.
But we do an attack, and unfortunately for the woolly mammoth, it's going down.
Yes. How you're able to kill it?
As you're pulling me up,
yeah.
I managed to kind of dash across its back.
Yeah.
Where avoiding Red Snowfalls, because I don't know his strength personally, and I come down and I jab it right into the back of its ear, straight into the brain.
Oh, damn.
Use the softest part of its skin that I can find.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
And I drop it.
Oh, good. And it probably rolls over and Red Snowfalls falls off, and he's put in a position where we can sneak in and attack him. So I'm going to attack him at this point, and we'll discuss what happens after that. Conclusion. I don't get anything. And unfortunately, Travis, I'm very sorry to say, I rolled 3 2s. That brings me down to 1 dice. You know what happens if I roll a 1 or 2 with that dice?
You're not going to survive this.
I'm not. That was very unfortunate. I'm not sure what... I think I charged at the enemy. I've trained you for years. And while this guy is old, he's able to dispatch me, and he plunges his spear through my leg, pierced into the ground. I'm like locked into the ground. Like I can't move because pierced into the ground. So I can't get out.
I think you forgot you were a doctor, not a fighter.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was going in with just vengeance on my mind. And while you were all about vengeance, you're more level-headed at this moment, and you're definitely stronger than me. And at this moment, he fucks up my leg.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so not a good round for me. But at this point, you still have 4 of your dice, right?
I have 5.
You have 5 dice. All right, Travis. I guess
should have
before you
said
do
that.
this roll...
The moment I say that, I'm going to lose them all. One shot.
Oh no, please don't. That would be bad. But at this point, you look over. Red Snowfall is the man who killed your father. Spear through the back of my leg, plunge into the ground, and he pulls out like a crude dagger made out of like a saber tooth, and he's about to plunge that into like the back of my neck to kill me off. And this would be the second most influential person in your life being killed off.
I'd say I'm sorry, but you kind of deserve that one.
That's fair. That was a really bad roll.
Also, you're not a fighter.
No.
Well, not the kind of fighter. So I'm seeing at least 1-1 here. Ooh, 2 1s. That's a bit unfortunate.
Oh, no. Okay, no 6s?
1-6.
Oh, 1-6. Okay, so you take some kind of injury, or a rough injury, but Travis, you gain the final success. Describe how you gain those injuries, but most importantly, the success.
I come up, and as he's about to jab you in the back of the head, I say, no matter what kind of fool you are, I can't just let you die. And I get stabbed in the gut. It would, the side of the gut. Like, nothing fatal, of course. It hurts quite a bit. Bleeding quite badly. But you're a doctor, you know. You can probably patch me up, hopefully.
After I patch myself up, yes.
Nah, you'll be fine. You only live till 40 anyway. You're almost there.
That's true, yeah. This is my final journey, probably.
Yeah. And, yeah, I take your wound for you because you've saved me and helped train me. And it's a bit unfortunate I take a wound, but I get my final attack in. And I take his own dagger, I pull it from my stomach, abdomen area,
Yeah.
and I run it right through his neck. Straight up.
Awesome. Good. You drop him at that point. Years of, hatred and just stress being built up is relinquished as you finally gain revenge on him. And as you were the final person to land the final blow, you get to dictate what happens next. Travis, how were we able to deal with his clan that were still there? Maybe they bowed down to us, or they ran away, or maybe, I don't know, do we fight them? How do we not die by being outmatched? Be it, while they're not stronger than who we just fought, there are many more of them than us.
I grab his head, or, well, I guess his body, and I kind of pick it up in the air, and I hold it in front of him and see, do you wish this to happen to you? In whatever speak we speak.
Yeah.
However few words I have to. And basically just show them the dead corpse of their comrade, their leader.
And do they join our clan, or do they go off?
I'd say at least probably 80% of them join. You know? I mean,
fair.
they're in the middle of the wilderness. Not much to do. Not many people to talk to.
Yeah.
I'd say the few that were actually loyal to them, they bugger off, do their own thing. Maybe come back for revenge in the future. Find out in an episode later on.
Exactly.
But for now, we join hands. We have some sake that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
And we talk about the future and what it holds in this new environment that we find ourselves in the end of the Ice Age. In the green.
In the green, yes. And just by your physical prowess in what you're able to do, most of them, like you said, 80% join your clan, and the clan gets even bigger. But at this point, you're probably able to retire, and you've become the leader. And at this point, maybe I spend the rest of my days. I've retired, yes.
You put all your burden on me, you dickhead.
Yes. Well, I pretty much lost my leg. I'm probably going to spend the rest of my life in some, like, really crude, like, splint or, like, crutch or something. But at this
Good
point...
thing you're not the doctor. Oh, wait, you are.
That was the best my medicine could do. But at this point, with everything that's happened, I happily pass down the role of chief to you. You are more than ready for it, and you're going to do a good job of leading this people.
I say take it back. Don't really feel like it anymore.
Yeah.
I've accomplished my goals. I'm good.
So we have completed this game. Fight bears, cough blood, kill God. Awesome title once again. The final thing we're going to do, Travis, and the final thing this 5-page PDF says is the debrief. Step out of character and discuss how you felt the game went. Share your favorite moments and anything you particularly liked, disliked, or want to try in the future. And some of the stuff we're going to be talking about in a future review, because the Beer and Pretzel podcast, we do interviews of the creator or we do reviews of the game. Travis and I have played recently two-player role-playing games, Murderous Ghost being the horror-themed one we did recently, and of course this one. We're going to have a joint episode where we're going to review both games, so we're going to be talking about them more there. But I guess, Travis, briefly, let's talk about how we felt the game went, our favorite moments, and anything you particularly liked or disliked. For me, I think this game went very well.
Yeah, no, it was smooth.
Yeah.
I think our interpretation of it was a bit clunky, because, of course, we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But no, I think even for beginners, I think this ran smooth enough that it was a nice playthrough.
Definitely.
One criticism, I guess, one like kind of big criticism right now would be it like the training montages kind of felt dry.
Sure.
Maybe a bit boring. Like, yeah, the ending fight scene that only took 2 minutes. Again, I'm used to anime. I'm used to this. Was very nice. But, like, as far as the training montages, you just see some flashbacks and whatever. Some stuff happens. Yeah, you roll a bit. I almost wish there was maybe a bit more to the training montage. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some added inconveniences or conveniences. Maybe an ally joins your team or something.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Just something to add story.
A little bit, yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Kind of add either a complication or something being added to your character's journey.
Yeah, maybe like, yeah, you got the big end boss, but then you get like a little mini boss battle. That's not just training, but like an actual, like, I don't know, giant spider or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, we could have dictated that part of the trainer was like we fought a giant spider. It's just
we could have, but I mean, like, but it's also something that you could throw into a game, like actually add maybe challenges, not so much monsters, maybe not a giant spider, but in our role-playing game, some sort of mini obstacle, mini boss that we have to do 2 hits on rather than the 4 that we had to do.
It would be like, I'm not sure if you remember, but in Goblin Quest, every like part of the 3 arcs, there's a complication, and basically it's something we add in our playthrough when we played. I don't know, it was a while ago, but there was like a dog that kept like stealing our stuff, and it added one more role we had to get, because we had to get a certain number of successes, but the dog basically added one more, and it was just something we played into the storyline a little bit.
Exactly, something along those lines. Like, of course, it doesn't have to be a giant dog or whatever, but
some kind of complication.
Yeah, some kind of complication that hinders us a bit in the middle of our training montage.
Yeah.
And then we either pass it or it continues on until the actual boss battle. And then we're like, oh, now we have to fight the boss battle and this hindrance. Whatever it may be.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't really have a problem with any of that. I guess the one small complication is that if you look at the chart that I had for drawing cards to determine what kind of training regimen to give you, it's very, very vague and loose and up to interpretation, which I think is fine enough.
I think it works.
Mainly
because of the story we went with. Because, like, if you'd gone with the traditional, okay, I'm a huntsman in the woods, I'm going to fight a bear. You know, of course, you could easily set up an arc for that. But because we went with the Ice Age time, like, the game creator couldn't be like, okay, I'm going to set up this, and this. That's going to fit a variety of things.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think you have to leave that loose.
Yeah, you do have to leave it very loose. No, that's definitely fair. But besides that, felt like everything went very smoothly. Not a game that takes super long. We didn't really have a lot of failures except towards the very end, but I think that's just because of some lucky rolls. And I feel like that's just something in general that you get stronger over time. And I like the idea of your character starts with only one dice and you gain more dice, your dice pool over time as you get stronger. And I like the idea until the point that you can become stronger from the master himself if you guys team up to fight the main bad guy and you guys will live or die depending on how well you roll. I like that idea.
I like the idea. One thing, I wish there was more options for like losing dice. So that way, like, you could kind of draw out the training montage maybe a bit more. Build up.
Sure.
Maybe not so much like you get 6, but maybe almost 7, like you're like kind of OP strong. But you have to build it up over time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd kind of like that idea where like you have more options to lose dice and continue the training montage a bit more.
Oh, I see. Because there was one choice where you would
Yeah.
lose a dice.
Which I did, and that only just barely got us to the end of the training montage. That losing that one dice.
Yep. Yep, definitely. Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting to think about. But overall, a smooth playthrough, and I felt like we did a good job because we didn't rehearse this, obviously, and we just had a loose idea of the story, and I'm very glad we did some good improv, and I feel like we told a fun story, or at least for us, hopefully for audience too. And people can hear more of our reviews, like I said, in our review for this game and Murderous Ghosts. This is the Beer and Pretzel Podcast. If you enjoyed our episode, please like or follow us, subscribe, give us a review if you would like, because we have a bunch more episodes coming out soon that we hope you enjoy. My name's Austin.
And this is Travis.
And we'll see you next time on the Beer and Pretzel Podcast. Good night.